You are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. I am your host, Tim Lyons, sunny Scottsdale, Arizona, in the Built to Grow Studios, HQ of ProFit, joined by the defender of discipline, Randy Engston. What is up?
Hey, guy. How we doing?
Good. Continuing on our top 20 must-haves for growth in 2020. This is a killer little series. This is part 3. Before we get too deep into the weeds, go check out the book, Built to Grow. This is where the entire podcast started. Our first 12 episodes are actually part of the book at timlyonsbook.com. You can pick that up, free plus shipping. There may be an upsell. OTO.
Pay attention.
So let's dive into it. Lots of good feedback on our the parts 1 and 2. Gosh, guys, thanks for the comments and stuff. And like we mentioned on the last episode, we need ratings and reviews. Like, I think we have 40, 30, 40. I don't even know. So, and then we're also on YouTube, guys. If you want to check out what we look like in person in the studio, you can check that out at the Built to Grow podcast on YouTube. Just Google that. We should have. I think we have we're up to 30 subscribers.
Nice. On the YouTube side, it's getting there.
It's getting that slow grind, that 20-mile march.
You know, I just really appreciate someone who can sit there and look at us for that long, over and over. But
we do our best.
We appreciate everything, and you know, like we've said before, this is something that we've put together to provide value. We want to help you guys ascend and grow your businesses, but we don't ask for anything in return other than your sharing of the podcast. So if you have other gym owners that you work with, if you have independent trainers, anybody even entrepreneurs in the fitness realm or outside the fitness realm. I mean, we talk business.
Yeah, we do.
And
a lot of this is transferable across all businesses.
Yeah. If you have a service-based business, a lot of these are strategies, tactics, and systems that you can build into your business. And you should have these types of things in your businesses. And
who was I with? I was with somebody the other day, and they said, you know what, I love your podcast because it's not 20 minutes of sponsor after sponsor.
Well, I like that.
Well, we just never really looked into it.
Correct.
And I would be willing to take on a sponsor, whiskey.
Whiskey?
If you got
whiskey and beard products.
Blanton's or Buffalo Trace, guys, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
Or if you just, if you've got a lot of value out of it, you want to send us a bottle of Blanton's, we would drink that on air gladly.
Yeah. We'll give you the props. Okay, rocking and rolling into part 3. Almost all of these tied together. It was really interesting when we were laying this out. These are all separate, but they all tie together. So let's go right into it. Number 1, a marketing plan. You must have a marketing plan, at least in 2020, if not long before that. That's not what are we doing this month, what are we doing next month. It's 365 days. You need to have a plan. And if you want a plan, we have a plan for sale, of course, at profitgps.net. That's part of our GPS program. Guys,
if you're in the fitness realm, if you do personal training as a business, check out the GPS. There's a walkthrough at that website. You can jump on a call. I've got another video walkthrough that I've done. I'll gladly send that to you. Shoot me an email, randy@pfmarketingsolutions.com. I'll gladly send that over. At the end of the day, guys, this is everything that we've put together. When we used to do this for clients, that used to be the full business that we had. We've put all of that stuff in here. There's 52 different assets when it comes to marketing in one place.
Tons of goodies.
The reason that, we're big proponents of it because it built this gym. It's built our client's gym. And now we have other facilities that are able to implement those strategies and tactics and actually, continue to see success, success and grow with this. Jason, we just highlighted his results in a couple episodes ago.
Yep, 300K on the GPS. All right, so let's get into why you need a marketing plan. And a lot of you don't. A lot of you don't have a marketing plan. You think that you do. But it's really a single poll, maybe multiple times a year, and that's not a marketing plan. A marketing plan is going back to our roots, multiple polls in the water every month for the entire year. You cannot count on one challenge or one thing or one strategy to bring all your clients. You need to have multiple strategies going on. We just hung our banner yesterday in the our
Yes.
350 unlimited banner. So it's not even up 24 hours now. I'll keep you guys posted on that. We did a whole episode on the silly low tech banner, but we have a banner. We've got Google AdWords, we've got SEO going, we have email marketing, we have text message marketing going on, we've got joint venture partnerships, we have flyers, we've got ClickFunnels going on, we have our evergreen trial,
Internal challenges, referral programs.
we've got referral programs, internal challenges, we've got our our weekly newsletters, our blogs on our website. It's like all going down at the same time. It's not, the 6-week challenge summer slim down or the January transformation, and that's the only thing
That's
we're
the
doing.
only thing, exactly.
So you've got to have it all, and not just throw it all out there at one time. You need to have a plan. So in our GPS, we have a quarterly calendar that goes through each and every month what you should be doing based on the time of year. Now, this is U.S. based, so if and you're in Australia and you're listening to this, it's kind of backwards because we have like our January and summers in May, June, July, and that stuff. But it works for you. Just flip the months. It's the same damn thing. It's just and we go through an internal, external,
Bot marketing and retention.
Yeah, it's all in there. So got to have a plan, and the reason you need to have a plan, not only because you can't count on one thing, is you need to be comfortable that you know what you're doing next month, next quarter. What are you doing? So your team's on the same page. You get your assets ready. You're not throwing something out last minute just to hope you get some leads.
And this comes back to being set up in business and being intentional with growth. We work with a lot of gym owners, and big guys, if you show up for work every day and you don't know what you should be doing to move the needle, it's okay. That is a very common situation. A lot of the gym owners we work with feel that they're just unsure on how to make more money, how to grow the business, and what to do next. Forecasting and being able to forecast with a marketing plan is a intentional path for growth. Referrals is not a strategy for growth.
Word of mouth?
Word of mouth is not a strategy for growth. It is a byproduct. I mean, you will grow, probably not faster than you can't beat the churn in your organization probably, but when you're clear and you're intentional around the poles that you have in the water, you're not sitting here wondering what to do next. You have a plan, you have things to move into, and you can take action.
Yeah. Word of mouth is not predictable, nor is it scalable. You can try, but you're counting on somebody else to do the work. So have a marketing plan. That's number one for this episode, part 3 of the 2020 must-haves for growth. Okay, number 2, data tracking. Data tracking is very important for multiple reasons. Data is usually what drives our marketing.
Yes.
Okay, and it drives our business decisions. You can be all gung-ho about a thing and hopefully it works, and then it doesn't work and you should stop it. That's the best thing. That alone, being like digital marketing, is so nice because you can see the return on investment because you have the data right there. You know that somebody clicked on this ad, they went into here, they bought this, and they generated that. I spent this, I made that. Return on investment's there. Keep doing it.
Yeah, at minimal. If you as a gym owner have, there's multiple areas that we can invest into data tracking or spend your time tracking data, right? Like we've talked about in the studio, there's the in-body client results is a form of data tracking. The metrics of the business, another one. Data when it comes to marketing, another one. If you're doing anything, you should understand the data that you're getting back from your Facebook marketing. If you don't, I highly suggest probably just a cheap course. Understand those different, there's $497 Facebook marketing courses all over the place. But understand the important KPIs, the key performance indicators from your marketing campaigns to make sure that you know the success or a failure of a campaign, when you should scale and put more money towards a campaign versus when you shouldn't. A bare minimum when it comes to marketing, understand that those metrics.
And staying on that thread of marketing, it gets it can be scary to spend money on marketing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially if we don't have a lot in the bank. But if your data is telling you for every dollar I put in, I make $2, $3 back, you shouldn't be scared anymore because it's basically you're multiplying capital at that point. This campaign is generating a 3-to-1 ROI or a ROAS. If you're looking at the KPI or return on ad spend online. So if you're doing stuff online and making a purchase online, that's there. What happens when they come offline? Now, this is where it gets really crazy cool. For those digital marketer people out there and those guys using those digital spacers, there's a thing called Wicked Reports. We tie it into our Infusionsoft. When I finally learned this, I guess it's well over 2 years now that we've been using it. A lot of times we're getting leads through our ads, and then we would take the sale, and the sale would happen offline.
Yep.
It would still go through we still are using Infusionsoft for Profit, but the data was never getting pushed backwards into which ad did that person click on. We were doing a lot of stuff manually. We're going into the funnels that they were coming in. We're like, okay, Joe Johnson
opted in. Then
where did he come from? With Wicked Reports, and this is a high level digital marketing. Wicked Reports can then scan. It knows where that, based on the Facebook ad or the Google ad that they came in on, it says, okay, this person's generated, let's just say 10 grand. That 10,000 shoots backwards into the ads manager and says purchase offline based on that ad campaign.
It's an offline conversion, sure.
Offline conversions.
Forces the data backwards, which is beautiful.
Which is great. Because then we let it go. We have a clear picture. And we had turned off campaigns.
And we just went through this recently. We talked about it.
Yeah, we had turned off campaigns that we thought were losers. Wicked Reports comes into the game, starts pushing that data back in, and all of a sudden, damn, these ones are really good. So we flip them back on. So
to speak to that, and that's another thing. So when you're picking the KPIs, return on investment, when a purchase happens as a result, that is a big indicator. That is a big aha moment. If we were tracking cost per lead and leaving the data at that level, we'd have never seen the fact that these campaigns are a win.
Yep.
Because that transaction happened offline. So you have to understand the system and the process in place also.
All the way through.
You know what I mean? So that you can place things like this back into your ad spend and understand the true ROI of some of these campaigns.
Definitely. Yeah. And then when we take it, we had that show on iKismet. iKismet takes a look at the data in MindBody. In other platforms too, you're using like ABC and those other. There's like 6 or 7 that they tie into. It pulls data in from those. I guess they're CRMs. If you think about it, they run your scheduler and all those other things. But it's looking at client behavior, and that's the kick-ass part of that. Is it can tell you who's at risk based on their past, like attendance, how much they've spent, when the last time they were in. This isn't like this person. Shows up on the list. We talk about it in our team meetings. We reach out to these folks and get them back in. It's reducing our churn because we're attacking it proactively. But we couldn't have done that unless we had the data. iKismet was the tool we use. If you want iKismet, they're hooking people up from the show, but you need to go to pfmarketingsolutions.com/data. Book a call with them. Tell them you heard about us. You heard about them on the show. They should know that because it's a special link, and they'll take care of you guys on that. So, data tracking. Gotta have the data.
And the biggest thing about data is doing something with it, because data comes retroactively. But back to what we were talking about, having a strategic plan for marketing. That data and the information that you're receiving back from your marketplace you should then be using it to forecast and for your projected
to make business decisions.
Correct, right? That is where we decide to scale a campaign or cut back on the funding based upon the results. Your marketplace is the ultimate decider. So don't make those assumptions and say, "Oh, this campaign isn't working," until you look at the data and the data confirms that for you.
The data will tell you. The data will tell you what's good. Be a smart marketer, guys. That's why it's on this list.
And something that we've said before, this is exactly when you use data and you can use that influence to move it forward, and the success of the campaigns. That is when marketing becomes an investment and not an expense.
That's very true.
Too many people are sitting here thinking, like the fear that you mentioned, right? When you have limited capital and you're worried about cash flow and actually investing into your growth, remove the guesswork. Like you said, it's what was the term you used when multiplying capital?
Oh yeah.
When you're putting in $1 and you're getting 30 out, it's tried and true. It's a process. So when you do that and it works it's almost every time, right? Like it'll change, it'll have a point where it starts to diminish and things like that, but ride that out. Use the data to be intentional and invest in your business. It is not an expense when it's done right.
Definitely. Okay, let's keep moving. Number 3, something that we definitely believe in, automation, having an automation system for your facility. Here's why. For number one, it's a time saver, and it's going to do things better than you'll ever do them. I mean, period. It'll never miss anything. Assuming it's working correctly, you're never going to miss a lead again, right? No lead left behind, no prospect left behind, no client left behind. You have the individual prospect or client journeys. You're sending the right message at the right time to the right person, period. That alone, having automation in those, in your business, like the workshop that we're doing, I'm putting this out there and I'm putting this in stone. This is the best workshop we're ever going to run or have run up until this date. It will be the thing that makes all the difference this year for you in 2020. It is without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not even questioning.
I'll take that even further, and because lately we've been talking about it. We've been heavily just discussing in the marketing group. The conversations are all about automation. This is going to be the thing. Well, it's a bold statement, but I honestly think that the majority of you listeners over the next year are going to find a solution to automation. This is going to be the best solution available, and consider it right now. Right now, you're at a tipping point. You have the availability to have this in your business. It's something like the workshop or some of the other opportunities, the custom ones that we're making available. It's only going to get more expensive from here. If you're sitting around, if you're wondering if this is something you need in the business, the answer is yes. If you think this is going to make more financial growth for your business this year, the answer is yes. If you're going to get more time back for you as an individual, the answer is yes. This is the biggest thing that we've done, in my opinion, since we started. This is going to help. This helps more gym owners from both a personal as well as a business stance. You guys cannot afford to put this off. At least get clear on what this is and what it does.
Yep.
Understand that this is, in my opinion, I'm saying it now, this is the biggest thing that we're going to be doing for some time. Yeah. So get clear on it.
In most of what we do in automation is basically the client journeys, but there's other things you can do in it. Let me explain a couple things. We have clients that have automated their onboarding systems for new coaches. Okay.
Yeah.
So they've created campaigns that says on day 1, week 1, they get this message, they have to do this homework. Day 2, week 1, they get this. Day 3, week 1, the manager of that person now has a task to go and follow up.
Offline task.
Yeah,
right?
offline task to go and follow up with that new person. And they take them through the onboarding. So it's not, here's a packet, here's an automated, they click a button and they're getting the right messages at the right time. They have the homework on the right day and the right time. We run our coaching program on automation. We run GPS on automation. So our assets open up on timers based on when you showed up in the GPS. Our private client coaches, coaching clients, they get weekly access opened up through automation. Our lead nurture is automated. So then here's another thing for the gym owners. Like maybe you have seasons in your gym, and in your gym seasons, you've got decorations and you decorate the gym for Christmas or St. Patrick's Day or whatever, and you never want to forget that. Well, then you set tasks on timers based on dates, and you send that to your managers. Time to switch out the decorations. You'll never forget again.
Yeah, I love, like we called it a steel trap or a safety net when it comes to the leads and the clients.
Steel trap.
I love the fact that we're using no lead left behind, no client left behind. Like it's true. This is, once somebody enters this ecosystem, based on their actions, the logic is going to place them in their appropriate sequences based upon what we need to be talking to that client about, or that prospect, or that lead, or that coach, or that member, whatever it may be. But the logic that backs it all is where the power is. There's a million options out there. You're not going to find a solution like this.
Yeah, we've seen them all, so I can tell you that's not even a question.
And it's endless, like you said. Even the accountability factor that you're building in now.
Well, we've built custom automation for gym owners. Just yesterday, one of the gym owners came to me and he said, "Hey man, what do you think about this? I found this software that will then write cards to my clients. I set it up this way. Does that look right? Yeah, absolutely, it looks right. Well done." A new member signs up. Day 1, they get a card mailed to them from a third party in the envelope, in the coach's handwriting with their logo on it, goes to them. At 3 months, they get something else. At 6 months, they get something else. Automated. Never forget. They never forget to mail this guy or girl a card or birthday card. It's all automated. And now I hear a lot, oh my God, it's not personal. It's not a personal touch.
Yeah, well, you're not doing it right now anyway, so something's better than nothing.
That was what I was going to say. And most of the clients, they can't tell. It's written in pen and it looks like your handwriting. Like, they're not going to know.
First of all of these things are now machines that hold a damn pen.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's mimicking a human signature. Like, you guys are splitting hairs. First of all, you're not doing it right now. So it's all or nothing at this point. But again, or you have the ability to go spend your time writing handwritten cards, and then you're going to complain about it later. This is a system that you can set up that everybody gets the outcome that you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. You set it up one time, and you walk away and you go do other income-producing activities.
And what's really cool about it is, the gyms that we're working with, they're learning it on their own, and they're coming to me with ideas. And
that's I love that.
Because it opens up a world to them, and now it's like not just this one thing, it's everything.
It's endless.
Having automation, guys, you got to have it. It's so important, but you have to have a plan behind it, and without having a plan, it's like pointless. So think about coming to the workshop or getting on a call with us or whatever. We'll help you out with that. Okay, number 4. Let's keep moving.
Yep.
Content strategy. Boom. Yeah. So content is king. We've talked about it a million times. You've heard that term. Content.
I posted it yesterday in our group.
Content's king. But having a strategy around it is really the most important, because we have a whole podcast episode on this, but I'm not sure if it hit home really well for a lot of people, because the big struggle I hear from clients is, I don't know what to say. I don't know what they want to hear. I don't know what to put out. I don't know how often. Here's the thing. Start with one. Start with the video. And I really think it should be video, but it's multiple mediums.
Correct.
So here's a great strategy. You got a website, should have a blog section. There's the reason blogs are important, guys, is it's not only to have a home base for your content. It's SEO, keywords, right? Search engine optimization. It is pixeling your audiences, and it's having a home base to send everybody back from other channels, so you can pixel them and create audiences from that.
And it plays in. We'll do a future episode on it, but permission marketing.
Okay.
When somebody chooses to go somewhere for you to tell them a story, that's a very, very powerful place versus them like being forced to read something through either an email, a social media post, or something that presents itself. But we'll get into that in a future episode, because that's something that is really relevant right now.
So here's what I would tell everybody. Go listen to what your clients are asking you on the floor. Day in and day out, they're probably asking the same things. Multiple clients are probably asking the same things. What should I eat after my workout? What's a good stretch for my lower back? How should I train for fat loss? Like, all those things, they don't. Your clients and your prospects don't know that. Create a blog, a written blog. Lives on your website. Create an email with a little blurb. Make a nice cover image. Send people back to your blog. Make a Facebook post about it. Send people back to your blog. Do a video about it. Put that on YouTube. Send people back to your blog. And then pixel them, retarget them with probably your evergreen offer. That's what we do. Evergreen offer. Kickstart, trial, 14 days, 21 days, whatever it is, and it works like a system, but you have to have a strategy behind it. So it starts with the topics, and then it moves into the different mediums, and then it moves into the retargeting. Education.
System. It's a system. And I love the term perceived value, and then also you're in a position to solve a problem to the market for your marketplace. Get clear on what that problem is. You'll never run out of content to discuss if you're very clear on what it is you provide to the marketplace. Always allow that to be your center.
Yeah, what's your solution?
What's your solution? Because at the end of the day, that's what you need to be marketing. Your marketplace, I always use the term, is uneducated, and I don't mean it disrespectfully. What I mean is we can't expect them to know something of us that we haven't told them ourselves.
True.
And so if you get back to that being the solution to your prospects' needs, speak to the problem, provide a solution, those people will resonate.
So I did a Facebook Live yesterday in our Marketing Talk with Fitness Professionals group for the Anytime Fitness owners, and this stemmed from a call, and this was a piece of content that I directed everybody to do. It's actually multiple pieces. The market perception of an Anytime Fitness, and if this isn't, if maybe you don't have Anytime Fitness, but you fit, this is the same problem you're facing. People come in and they think you're just a gym. You're just a gym. You come in and use the equipment and they go home. Anytime Fitness, for 15 years, that has been their brand message. We're a 24/7 gym. Come and use it on your own time, anytime. Well, 3 years ago, they decided, you know what, we aren't going to cut it against these big box, low cost competitors because we're offering the same thing in a smaller shell with for more money. So they said, hey, we've got to diversify. They created their value ladder, or really the diversification of income, and they created a lot of coaching programs. They used Alloy, our friend Rick, put it all in there, did a nice deal with them. But the market perception, people are coming in, they just think they're just a basic gym.
Yep.
So I challenged my Anytime Fitness owners to create content. And the very first thing that they say on every video over the next month is this: hey, I'm Tim Lyons with Anytime Fitness. You know, and a common misconception about Anytime Fitness is that we're just a gym. Well, let me explain that. Tell the story. In this episode, we're going to be talking about nutrition. This is something that we do in the gym. This is a solution we provide because clients come to us because they want to lose weight. This is how we do it. Boop, bop, boop, boop. That's their video sequences. And they just have to tell their market what they do. That's the biggest problem. They're uneducated.
With that being said, though, understand that your marketplace doesn't care about the specific deep science behind the changes and the results. Put yourself in their shoes. They don't have a degree or in nutrition. They don't have a CSCS or a training cert. Like the words that you use should always go back to layman's terms. You know, break it down, make it digestible for your end user. They want to look good naked. They want to have more confidence. They want to have more energy. At the end of the day, that's what they really care about. Speak to the emotional state of that, the benefits. You don't need to get hyper granular about the science because you're going to turn people off and lose people.
Yeah, that would be called, like Brunson says, techno babble,
Yep.
right? So it's important to you, but you lose your prospect. So one of the things you can do to kind of fix that is say the thing, and then you say it's kind of like this.
Yep.
And then bring it down to their level.
Yep.
So it's kind of like so it's this, but it's kind of like this, and then you just put it into
either layman's terms or you make it relatable to the end user in a way. Yeah.
So, yeah, he did a great video on that about the ketogenic diet and ketones and all this stuff about a fire, and it's a slow burning fire, and carbs are like Brunson did this,
like a gas on the fire type of thing.
Yeah, and like proteins and fats are like big logs where they're slow burn over time. And so they talked about the technical terms, but it's kind of like this campfire.
Sure.
We throw these carbs on, and the carbs are like the little pieces of wood chips, and you throw it on, they burn real quick, and then they're gone. The fat is like these big logs, and you put that on, and it stays burning for a long time. And it's like, that's how he explained it. And it was like the transition was, it's kind of like.
Well, and that's a beautiful thing because he provided a solution, right? So he's keto is his solution to that client's needs. He made it in a way that was relatable, understandable, where it wasn't science. You know, he wasn't talking about the actual science behind it. He was relating to that, but then in a way that anybody can understand the benefit.
Great.
So.
One of the greatest videos of all time for that particular niche. Okay. Automation, content strategy, data-driven, having a marketing plan. Number 5, you do all of those things. At the end of the day, you get somebody sitting in front of you. You need to have a sales system. A system for sales is imperative for growth. A lot of you out there think you kick ass in sales. 80% close rate. Every single call.
That's every single call. I don't know who's telling you guys that you close at 80%, but I don't know why it's that number.
80%, because it makes you feel good. And the reason it's 80%, guys, is number one, it's not 80%.
It's not.
Because when you don't close a deal, you make an excuse as to why you didn't close it, and it wasn't your fault,
don't count it
and you
against
don't count it. That person wasn't a good fit anyway. This person was broke. This person wasn't. So then you're like, well, that didn't count. And then all of a sudden now I closed 8 out of the 10 that I think I should have closed. But those other 17 people were broke, weren't committed. They were just tire kickers. You guys make excuses for that.
I go one step further and say that the majority of contacts that we speak to that tell me that don't track their sales.
They
Their
don't.
leads.
They don't.
When we know this, because again, they now become clients, and then we work in their business, and this is what we set up and help them create a system around it.
So a sales system goes well beyond just making the deal and having that conversation. It's how you. There's so many things to this. It's the pre-consultation email and text message. It's the pre-consultation, pre-qualifying call. It's the tracking the KPIs of the leads to appointments to shows to closes. It's the tour of the gym. It's the rapport building. It's the overcoming objections. It's all. But the point is, having a duplicatable system, whether or not it's you, your fitness director, a coach, a front desk, whoever's doing your sales, they know the system to follow each and every time. And most of you don't have it. You do it one way, the other coach does it another way, and the third coach does it a third way. That's not a system, and you can't figure out what's working and what's not if you don't have the same thing going on for everybody.
My favorite aspect about building systems is creating that baseline.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately, right, we build systems into business so we have a baseline and we know areas that we can work on and fine-tune and perfect. It's all about scaling those up, right, working on those conversion percentages at each of those breakdowns. If you're not tracking your leads and you don't know those numbers, you have no clue the success of what you're doing. Stop guessing, make it a system, make it tried and true, and everybody who comes into your organization experiences the same start, the same benefit, so you know exactly what to say to each individual. You have a system in place. Anybody can step in and fulfill those shoes, and then you can work on taking those lowest conversion percentages and working backwards and increasing the effectiveness of that.
And you made a good point there that I don't think you even realized you said it. It's the same experience for each person, because the way you sell somebody can determine how long they stay with you.
Without a doubt.
Because if the expectations, you overpromise, underdeliver, maybe one coach does that. So I might challenge you to say, over the last 3 months, give me the list of people that canceled their membership. Then take that back to who sold those memberships.
Ooh.
That might tell you something. I haven't done that because we have really 2 people only, and it's mostly just Zach. But I would tell you that might tell you something, because people falling off may have expected something because of the way somebody sold them into the program. And guys, there's some shady sales coaches out there.
Strategies, tactics, yeah.
And teaching you guys some shady business that's only going to hurt you. You may get the sale today. But that person's fallen off. And what I mean by that, I've seen this. I've seen coaches or gurus teaching people to have a fake stack of contracts.
Oh, yeah.
With checks sticking out, even though they're not real. And explaining, like, people want to be here. This is like, look, this is our, we only have 5 spots left. People, it's filling up. And you guilt somebody in, or you twist their arm to get them into your business. It's shady and it's dirty, guys. I don't know what else to say. I don't operate that way. If you do, I warn you pretty quick. People are smarter than
I would
you
build
think.
a business based on service, not on sales.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sales is part of the process, but if you're only in it for the next sale, and once they're hooked, that's it for you, you're not in business for the right reasons.
I could see that. But what is that? The contracts, and then you got the NLP about circling things and nodding your head and getting people to. I mean, I get it. And maybe you're not going to make as many sales without doing some of that stuff. But the quality of the experience that you're going to have for that client is going to be much better. I don't know what else to say other than I'll just put that out there. I don't know who's teaching that stuff. Somebody told me about it, and it's just like, come on.
Shady.
It's not right. Like, it shouldn't feel good to you to do that. It should not feel good. Shouldn't make you be, like, excited to do this shady stuff. Like, it should almost make you feel like shit.
Well,
actually.
And not only that, but you have to show up the next day and you have to serve that person.
Well, sure.
Like the whole thing. You're not in a sales position where you're in a conference center, or what's called
and push them
and then you just push them off into somebody else, and your job is done. You wash your hands. You never get to this is your organization, especially if you're the gym owner doing this.
Doing the sales, you're going to have to service this person for the next year or less, right?
Wouldn't you rather be providing the solution to their needs as opposed to knowing you took their money and you have no way to help that individual?
Yeah, I don't know. So there you go, guys. Top 5. Well, this is 15 through whatever. What was this? 15 through.
This would be 11 through 15.
11 through 15. Gosh, I'm getting lost. This is part 3. Part 4 coming up next week, I guess. Yeah, it'll be
it depends on the break, but yeah.
And we may go even deeper. So we might throw some bonuses in here because there's.
I
some
like
things
this. Yeah, we might have to follow up.
So if you don't have marketing plan, data tracking, automation, content strategy, or sales system, here's your wake-up call. Jump on that. Jump on a call with us at pfmarketingsolutions.com/call. Hopefully y'all got some value. Help us out. Share the podcast with as many people, gym owners, whoever. Share it with your mom, your dog. Get your neighbor on this podcast. Would love to hear what you think about it. We do have a group that you can join, a free Facebook group. You do got to be a gym owner. So if you're interested in kind of connecting online, Marketing Talk with Fitness Professionals, that's our group. You can go join there. We'd love to chat with you.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Until next time, keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.